If you've got whānau that can't be here today, this is being live streamed on the internet, www.goldenshears.co.nz. Give them a text, let them know that they can watch it live streaming. Don't be mean, let them know. It's a wonderful thing with technology these days. Okay, shearers, we've all got sheep in our pens. Would like to thank our shearers, Paddy, Mason and the crew, for getting up there and shearing for these wool handlers. They'll be shearing for the next 3 days for aroha, for which is love. It's a bit hard to have a wool handling competition without any shearers. Okay, shearers, can we have you guys to the board? We must all have sheep. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Wool Systems Limited, Audrey, they are the sponsors of this event. They've been out and about around Masterton the last few days running workshops just for show shearers and wool handlers, which is pretty good. They've never really had anything like that for the wool handlers. It's mainly been for the shearers. So thank you very much to Wool Systems Limited.
I understand Bianca Hawea on stand 1 was at the training day, so looks like those dividends are paying off for Bianca. 2 Masterton people here. Bianca Hawea, Naomi Boyle from Masterton, get in behind your local people. We've got a Scottish girl, Claire Wilson, Hazelwood from Ruawai. Must have some whānau here, get in behind these competitors. 1 competition, we're getting down to the business end now. Tuma?
We sure are, Audrey. We're going to take, there's 8 coming into this semi-final. We only want the top 4. So it's a little bit hard. But these wool handlers, a lot of them were at the pre-shears show yesterday. You know, getting a little bit of practice in. And some of them were at the training day, like this Bianca Hawi on table number 1. She was at the training day. And so some of them have been doing it, you know, 3 times this week, which is a real advantage.
Wonderful for Golden Shears to put this event on for the novice wool handlers. This is where their first time, their first season perhaps, in the competition. 1 competition fleece to handle in the semi-final. Throws just about ready. Time has started for these competitors. 1 minute 40 is their time. Let's have a look at the throws. Big fleece for Hazelwood on table number 4, and she's handled it very, very well.
Lovely throw down here from Bianca Hawi on table number 1. 1 minute 40 seconds. Wool handlers is all the time you've got. After that, you will lose 1 point per second. Bianca, let's go. Let's get around that table. Get that fleece in the fadge. Because this Claire Wilson on table number 2, she top qualified into this novice semi-final. She had a very, very good run this morning, and she'll be wanting to repeat that. But here we go. They're working around the table, Audrey, getting the first pieces and the neck wool.
Yep, that's all about the quality. Sorting that wool according to length and colour. First pieces have got to be removed. They're slightly discoloured, might be quite shorter than the main fleece wool. Fleece has already gone for table 3. Naomi Boyle, local lady, she's broom in hand, and she's looking to clean up with the time as well as on her board.
These rolls, when they roll the fleeces up, they need to be nice, tight and compact. That's what these judges are doing. They're watching to see how well these wool handlers are rolling up these fleeces. You'll get some wool handlers in the sheds that'll stand at the table and throw the fleece from the table to the press, and you'll get others that'll roll it up nice and tight, put it in the corner for the presses, and make a big difference. Look at this, Claire.
Time taken for stands 2 and 3. Not too far away for Bianca down there on stand 1. Hazelwood, that's their time taken. That is the first heat of the semi-final. We've got 2 more heats to go before we move into the senior wool handling. Well done, competitors.
Once these wool handlers have been judged, we'd like the next lot up. Take with you a support person, someone that can sweep the board down, so you can just worry mainly about setting up your baskets.
Tuma Mullins, have you noticed that the points were going up? The judges were actually using the clickers and judging the competitors, and we, the audience, were actually able to see what points were being deducted. I understand there's a little bit of a time delay, so if you're looking at a judge and you're seeing some clicks go up, it's not necessarily from that judge. There is some delay.
Congratulations to those 18 semi-finalists for the junior shearing. Draw will be outside by the grinder presently.
Okay, we've got the green light. Can we have our shearers to the board, please? Timekeepers ready. Shearers get set to go. As you were saying before, Audrey, in the heats we use the normal hand counters. Now we've got the electronic counters. That's what these judges have got. So you'll be able to see how many points somebody is losing on the board. That's the advantages of technology. What two?
Tuma, we talked about, when we were talking on the World Wide Web after the heats finished, we spoke about international competitors at the novice level. We have on stand number 3, Lauriane Dubois of France. So we saw another competitor from Scotland just in the heat before. So fantastic to see an international flavour in the novice already.
Yes, it is very good to see these. They see these competitors. A lot of them have been over here. I don't think there's anywhere else in the world apart from maybe Australia where we process the wool like we do here in New Zealand. So it's good that they come over here, learn how we roll. New Zealand is renowned. Here we go. These wool handlers about to turn and throw. Let's see what they can do with these fleeces.
When is he shearing?
Big on table number 3 by Lorianne Dubois. Same for Anahira on stand number 4 as well. What's it looking like down there on 1 and 2?
Well, I tell you what, this Jonathan Hicks, look at him. Here he goes. He's from Martin. He's a competitor. I think he made these semi-finals in the pressing as well. So he's here. He's in to win. His brother Rexon's, he's a bit of a perfectionist. And that's where he comes out on top, because he's right into it. Look at him roll up time here. These wool handlers have got 1 minute 40 seconds. Come on, wool handlers, look at this young guy, Jonathan Hicks. He's taking you to the cleaners. He says, you got to be from New Zealand if you want to keep up from me. Here he goes, shakes the table. Holy moly, Audrey, I thought he was going to break it.
Well, if you just look up the scores above Jonathan's name, you see there's a number 15. That is the total amount of board points he has lost to date. Might have been a couple lost on that roll. I thought it was pretty good, but obviously the judges are right up there beside them. Tuma, broom in hand for all these competitors. Finished on for Jonathan Hicks on stand number 2.
What a wonderful display, Jonathan. Here we go, time down here on table 1. I tell you what, Audrey, looking underneath these tables, they're fairly clean under there.
Yep, I think the cleanups have improved slightly. Finish for table number 3, Lorianne. She'll be pleased with her performance, wanting to make it. And Anahira down here on table number 4. Congratulations, competitors. Now for the judging of their cleanup. You were talking about the cleanup, Tuma. They have improved slightly. A little bit of wool hanging around on top of the tables. Easy to miss when you're in the zone, isn't it?
Thank you, Audrey. Tuma, we're just going to break. We're going to give the press folk a little bit of lunch, but at 1:30 we're coming back with the pairs, and in the first heat will be Willie Killian, Conan Gray. The other team is Ford Thompson and Maddie Mason. That's the first event. And you've got a half an hour, guys, to get yourselves organised for this pairs men's wool pressing. Back to you, fellows.
One more heat of the wool handling and the novice wool handling semi-finals. Sponsors are Wool Shed Systems. We have some names up. Competitors, get up there and start and set up.
Please, ready to go. Brittany Tibble on table 1. On table 2.
3 competition sheep, 3 competition fleeces for these senior wool handlers. 1 minute 20 is your seal time, competitors. 1 minute 20.
Okay, if we can have our shearers to the board. This is the first heat of the senior wool handling. Te Puni Kokiri is the sponsor. 3 competition fleeces, shearers to the board. Who are we waiting for? Kylie Laris. Anybody seen?
Referee, could you make your way to the announcer's desk, please?
Not the old report and then do the run home so you don't have to get up. Still get the pass though.
Kylie Laris, you have got 30 seconds.
She likes to make an entrance. Only in Masterton. Likes to make an entrance, eh, Audrey? Come on now, you need to set your baskets up. Kia tere. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go.
3 competition fleeces, Tuma. We've stepped it up a notch. These are the seniors. They are the next up-and-coming open competitors. Some of them already probably on the fringe of heading up there, Tuma.
They certainly are. The senior class is a bit of an odd one. You get the odd wool handler that'll stay there for 20 years. Most of them go up though, but yeah, you get the odd one. But here we go. Yes, we're in the senior class. A lot of these wool handlers look like the up-and-coming lead wool handlers. They all looking up to people like Mitt Nuro and Oti Mason. So that's where these ones are heading at the moment. They're probably mentoring a few of the learner novice wool handlers as well. But I see we got Cam Hicks and Vinny Goodyear down there on tables 3 and 4. 2 tall boys. A lot of the taller guys, they're instead of walking right around the table to skirt their fleeces, they'll just stand on one side and pull it over to them.
Must be an advantage. It's got to be an advantage for the 2 boys down here on stands 3 and 4. Cam Hicks of Martin, Vinny Goodyear on stand number 4. Local boys. Vinny. Got to be some advantage and also in the strength of their wrist for the throw, do you think, Tom, or was it an advantage for you?
I'll say no. But here we go. Lovely throw from Kylie. Look at her. She gets up there, hasn't had much time to get all nervous and think. Just lets it go. Lands lovely. These others, they might have had a bit too much breakfast and throwing it all over the place.
Sometimes that strength can be a disadvantage as well. On stands 3 and 4, a bit of fleece hanging off the board, off the table. They're working down the sides of it, removing those first pieces. Shearers have already got their second sheep out on the board. Belly has been removed into the crutch area before they step up. Couple of locals there. Brittany Tibble. Now that Tibble name, to me, it comes to mind, comes from the coast. Might be a bit of a coastie in disguise. Kylie Laris from Masterton, also local girl on stand number 2. Cam Hicks. you know a bit of how these competitors have been going, Tuma.
Yeah, well, Cam Hickses and Vinny have both been in the pressing this morning. You know, so these boys have been busy. They should be nicely warmed up. But it's a real good thing for, you know, for shearers to learn how to wool handle. Back in the day, you would start off as the billy boy, then you would be a sheepo, then you'd get promoted to presser. Oh no, sorry, you get promoted to wool handler and then presser. So, you know, like you had to learn everything back in the day. Nowadays, you can go and do a course, and if you're lucky enough, you'll get a stand straight away. But here we go, these loose fleeces. Oh, well done. This girl, Brittany, down here on table number 1, threw it very well. Kylie Laris on table number 2. She's had 2 good throws. What are those fellas up to down there? Audrey, I can't see you.
Once again, it's looking like they've just thrown it a bit too far. Maybe keeping those arms spread too much. We were talking about this morning, and sometimes that's a disadvantage, but to close those arms in a little bit more. But these fleeces are quite droppy. You know, they're holding together not that well. There's not a lot of binding fibres holding them together.
Yeah, just talking to a few of the junior wool handlers, you know, they said that the fleeces are a bit loose, hard to handle, and a lot of them are saying that it's the same as they were yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you see the points above the names, those are the points that they are incurring. They're penalty points. So the more points you have, the more penalties you have against you. It is the lowest competitor, the competitor with the lowest points, that is deemed a winner here. So that's just for your information. It's a good indication of how these competitors are going.
Okay, shearers are coming down the last side nicely, keeping some good pressure on these wool handlers. Brittany down here, she's got a little bit more work to do. Come on, girl, because these shearers, they're about to drop. Wool away, is that the term, Audrey?
It sure is. I remember that. Vinny, down here on stand number 4. Let's see how we can place this. Much better by Vinny on stand number 4. Looking very good for Cam Hicks on 3.
Kylie Laris on table number 2's had the best throws, and she knows it. Here she goes, she's working her way around. Brittany here on table number 1. She's got a nice fleece, not a lot to pull out in it, so come on girls, scoot around there, get those fingers going. Here we go, they're moving around, pulling out first pieces. That's from around the legs. They're going up the top of the table, pulling out the neck wool. Audrey, then they need to roll it up because they've only got, how long have they got? 1 minute?
1 minute 20. 1 minute 20 is the seal time. Up to 1 minute 20, they are incurring 1 penalty point every 5 seconds. Once they hit that, past that 1 minute 20, it is 1 penalty point every second. A lot of points to be lost, and these competitors know it.
And so what happens if these young wool handlers, can they roll the fleece the wrong way, Audrey? Can they roll it the wrong way? Is there any wrong way to roll it?
There is a wrong way. There is a wrong way. There's up to about 10 points that can be lost just on the roll alone. Just watching Vinny down here on stand number 4, he's got a really lovely way in which he presses down on that fleece as he rolls it, and it's really nice and tight, a lot easier to handle. Locks and second pieces are sorted into their separate bins, 9 containers, not too far away for time for Vinny from Masterton on stand number 4. Who's it going to be?
2 girls down here have finished. Well, that was the first heat. These guys are setting the benchmark. Brittany's got a big smile on her face. I think she must have gone very, very well. I think in the juniors over the 3 sheep, the average boards points was about 70. So we'll just see how these seniors are shaping up. There's a lot of wool underneath these tables. Okay, well, handlers, we need to have you guys ready. Can we have our shearers to the board, please? Judges to the board. Just waiting on the green light, are we? Green light. We've got Jeremy Goodger down there on table number 4. Right, we've got the green light. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Te Puni Kokori are the sponsors of the senior wool handling. Te Puni Kokori have been sponsoring this event for a few years now. We appreciate their sponsorship, as are all the other sponsors that we have for the Golden Shears. If you have a look around the room, you will see the sponsors will have their flags up. We got Lister Agriculture, we got Tui, Elders Primary Wool, FMG, Primary ITO, Shearing, NZ. So just have a look around. We've got Farmlands Co-op. These are all the sponsors of this event. As you can imagine, if you've ever been in a show committee, it does cost a lot of money to run a show. And it's good that the Golden Shears has got such a strong committee and a strong bunch of guys behind them. But here we go, we're into heat number 2.
Local lad, pressing champion on stand number 4, Jeremy Goodger. Catrice Hawkins just down the road from Martinborough. Credence Coleshaw all the way from Maraupunga. And from Taihape, Stevie Mason Smallman. Well, some recognisable names starting to come into play now, Tima. You know, these competitors have been around a little while. They've come through the novice. Some have started in the novice, some have started in the juniors, some have even started in the senior straight away. First throws, here we go.
Okay, back to the wool handling. As Audrey was saying earlier this morning, there's been a lot of points lost around the crutch. That's because around the crutch you've got the sock wool, Audrey. That's a hollow fibre, and then you've got short wool. Could have a bit of stain, maybe dags. So there's a lot of different lines of wool that can be around the fertiliser works on the sheep, and that's how these wool handlers, they've got to really deal with that accordingly, with a judge looking over their shoulder, which can make it hard work.
Well, these sheep have been sponsored by Cross Keys. Cross Keys, they've been looking after these sheep especially for this competition. There might have been a little bit of preparation in the crutch to hopefully remove those little dags to make it nice and consistent and even for all competitors. But still a lot of work to be done, Tuma. First fleece rolled, put into the bay.
Looking at these wool handlers, there is a bit of sense of urgency. They run back to the board. Turns and throws. Credence. Let's see what Stevie, a nice throw. A little bit of bunching. How's it down there on table number 3? Looks like a pretty good throw.
Nice work by Catrice on stand number 3. Jeremy Goodger. He's had some pretty tough fleeces. I'd call them tough. They've been quite droppy. Now he's a big person and he's got them pretty well sorted, but they're still quite difficult. They're still quite droppy, these fleeces. They're all into the crutch area now. Pressure's really coming on. Third and final fleece being shorn at the board now, Tuma.
Yes, certainly is. Once the shearers go around the cheek on these sheep, the wool handlers will get that wool, stop it from touching the main line, and then they'll run back to their tables. Because at the moment they'll be starting to think about their cleanup. 1 minute 20 seconds is not a lot of time, Audrey. Not a lot of time at all.
Not at all. All back preparing that fleece wool, making sure that they're going to keep that fleece wool nice and consistent for length and colour. Remove all the processing faults. Remove the contamination faults. Could be a little bit of hay, straw. Anything that is non-wool is deemed a contamination. Third and final fleece at the board now. Shearers just looking down the board. Well done, doing a great job. Time will start now.
Lovely throws, lovely throws. Stevie's got a little bit overhanging, a little bit of bunching at the top, as is Credence on table number 2. A lot of bunching up the top. The fleece didn't release in the air. We've got Bubba Girl Hawkins there on table number 3. She's got those pieces well and truly under control. And what's Jeremy up to down there, the big guy?
Once again, another difficult fleece for Jeremy, but he's handled this very, very well. Just as he released it, a little bit of the fleece started to hang over the side, but I think his score was already taken, so he might have got away with that 1 or 2 points that could have been lost on that throw, Tuma.
Just watching the fingers of Stevie down here on table number 1, doing a wonderful job of skirting that fleece. Not over skirting at all. Now the nice tight compact roll. Look at this young wool handler, she's on her game. Here we go. The fleece is off the table, she pushes the table to the side. Get out of the row table. Here we go, she's back down on the ground. Very, very particular, but that's what you need to do if you want to get through. We've got a fairly big field here with a lot of big names, Audrey.
They sure are. We've got Jeremy down here on stand number 4, just right under the table. For a big fella, he's able to get right under there and move around. Not that easy for them, but doing a fantastic job. Looking around, judges will be making sure they've picked up all their wool. There should not be a lock or any type of wool left outside of a basket.
Time for Stevie. She would have made that 1 minute 20 time quite easily, I think. Nice and clean under the table. Stevie, well done. That's a great job.
Time taken for Jeremy down here on stand number 4. Reminder to competitors, the North Island Circuit is now taking entries. Come and see Rose Puha. If you're wanting to have a go in that circuit, great prize money up, as well as the title, North Island Senior Wool Handler of the Year, 2015-16 season.
Okay, just waiting on the green light and we'll get into it. Shonoshi. Sure, he's been here a few times before. Is that international flavour you've been talking about, Audrey? Keisha Tihuki down there on table number 4. We got the green light. Cheers to the board. Timekeepers are ready. Shearers, get set, go. We got Erica Ritti down here on table number 1. A finalist yesterday in the pre-shears. Jazz Marie Hogg here on table number 2. A very, very good competitor as well. Watch out for her name. You'll probably see it in the semis.
Shun Oishi from Japan. Keisha Tehuki from Dannevirke. These competitors' names are becoming very, very familiar. It'll be nice to have a bit of a international flavour in these seniors as well, but I'm backing the local people. Jazz Marie Hogg, fine competitor, reaches out, waits for that eye clip. They are short. That wool is short. It has hemp fibres. They're hollow. They don't take the dye like Tuma said.
Just watching down the board, these Kiwi wool handlers have all got the little short brooms, and Shinoshi is using that long broom. Is he allowed to do that?
I believe they're entitled to take up one piece of equipment each. One equipment, whether it's a short or the long broom, totally up to them. That kind of brings me back to a certain wool handler, Gloria Shelford. She was the queen of using that long broom up on the board.
I've had a few wool handlers use the long broom on the board, and oh my goodness. Here we go. Jazz Marie turns and throws. A little bit hooked up. Lovely throw from Erica down here on table 1. Let's see what Shinoshi can do with that fleece.
Keeps it nice and compact. Looking very, very good. Keisha down here on stand 4. She put one foot on the floor, 1 foot still up on the step. Nice and controlled. Managed that fleece very, very well. Belly comes off. Competitors get back to the board.
Shinoshi, he's pretty slick with that long broom up on that board, isn't he?
Well, the disadvantage, I think, for using a long broom is making sure you keep it out of the way of the shearer. Like you said, it can be a real hindrance. And these competitors are actually judged on the way that they shear or wool handle with their shearer. So that's something to consider. And I believe there may even be up to 4 penalty points being lost if you interfere with the shearer's blow.
So there's no interference with the shearers, Audrey? That's what you're saying?
That's exactly right. There's they are checked for their quality on what they do with the wool, that they stay inside the black line area of their competitive space, and they also must work with the shearer as well. Nice roll down here on stand number 4. She's got her fleece gone and dusted. All back to the board now. Fleece number 2 coming off.
Lovely throw on table number 2, Jazz Marie. What a beauty.
Nothing in it for stands 2 and 4. Number 1 looking good. Is it looking good down there? From what I can see, Tuma, it looks pretty good.
It does. It looks very, very good. All the fleeces on the table, as is Shinoshi down there on table number 3. Look at this little tiger. He's around there. He was in the pressing this morning. He'll probably be in the shearing a little bit later. What a great competitor he is. He's from Japan. I didn't know they had any sheep in Japan. But obviously they do.
Well, it's even great that a lot of the Kiwi wool handlers will take these international competitors under their belt, train them up, teach them up, but once they're in that open grade, they're all by themselves. It's every man for themselves.
Oh, they stop being friends then, do they?
Yep, they sure do.
Okay, we've got Joel Hinari here going, go mum. That's his mumsy on here on table 1. Erika Reti, and she's doing a great job with that fleece. And not a lot of wool, good wool left in her pieces.
1, 2.
She was a finalist yesterday, as I was saying earlier, Audrey. She knows what it means to get to the top. And here she goes, doing a good job. Because down the last side of these shearers, they're not giving these wool handlers any room to breathe. Here we go. Come on, Chanushi. Jasmine Hogg had another lovely throw. Looks like a good throw down there from the Dannyvert girl, Audrey.
Thanks, Thomas. Sorry, I just had a bit of a flat tyre there. Just had my batteries changed and recharged, so we're looking good to go again. Keisha on stand number 4. She's working down nicely the side of that fleece. Now, the thing with speed, Thomas, when you put in speed, you tend to overskirt a little bit. Looking at the way that Keisha is going, her pieces are very defined. She's doing a wonderful job, and that's the quality that these wool handlers must make sure they've got right. Because there's another set of judges out the back, Tuma.
There certainly is. There's the mean ones out the back. They're not allowed out here by the competitors because they might bite them or something. So we have the kind judges out here and the nasty ones out the back. Here we go, roll up time. 1 minute 20 seconds is ticking by. Come on, wool handlers, you need to get the broom in hand. Otherwise, it's 1 point per second. Here we go, Erica here on table number 1, pushes it over, gives herself a bit of room. That's the thing. I think a lot of these wool handlers are trying to dodge through these little baskets like an obstacle course. They need to move things out of the road. Let them have all the room. Here we go, Erica. See, look at her. Moves the table. Very, very clever, Audrey.
Well, I'm just watching the coolness of Keisha down here on stand number 4. She is keeping those slow strokes of the broom really nice and well managed, and she's just really cruising. Time for Keisha taken on table number 4.
2, 3.
Got time for Jazz Marie on table 2. Here we go. Time for Erica.
Shunushi under the table with the broom brings the locks and the second pieces, so they've got to be sorted into these separate containers. Tuma, you noticed how quickly he seemed to be moving, and yet he is still behind the rest of the wool handlers. Is this going to cost him dearly?
Well done, Shinushi. Okay, we just give these judges a few minutes to do their final judge. A little bit more wool under the table on this one. Stevie Smallman had a wonderful cleanup. Nothing left on the floor. There's a little bit of here.
Mr. Microphone Man, can we just have the other microphones on for the pressing? Thank you very much.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3. 1, 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get underway with the men's and women's mixed doubles, the wool pressing. And the first teams up on the pressing is Ford Thompson and Marty Mason, or Maddie. And on press number 1, we have Willie Killian and Conan Gray. So those guys would like to come up. What's the bale weight, guys? Bale weight. 170. Ooh, Conan Gray, Conan the Barbarian. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, on press number 1. Who's his partner? My word, these are mountain men, Audrey and Tuma. They are mountain men.
Testing 1, 2. Can we have our shearers to the board, please? Looks like we're good to go. This is the wool handling, guys. We're going to start this wool handling. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set to go. Konapuha, Kimbolton, and a Braddock. Ikitahuna. The Braddocks yesterday, Audrey, at the pre-shares had an amazing afternoon, and they're going to hope to carry that on today here at the Golden Shears.
Ashley Aporo, local girl from Masterton, down here on stand number 4. Wonderful to see whānau getting into these competitions, and that's how this usually happens in this industry. We all have our moments of spotlight, I suppose. Ekatahuna, the Braddocks are doing it for Ekatahuna. Everybody knows where that place is now, Tuma.
They most certainly do, Ikitahuna. But here we go, Shearers working away, wool handlers right there. Connor, I'm pretty sure Connor had a very good day yesterday at the pre-shares as well. Ashley Aporo, that name was in there, as is Nicole Pituha. But right now the Shearers are just about to turn to the last side. These wool handlers are right there. As I was saying earlier, Audrey, when they're on their first sheep, it's a little wee bit kind of,
Just
wouldn't say
interrupt
boring,
you guys.
but just slow.
Just interrupt you. We want Willie Killian and, oh no, that's Willie Killian and Conan Gray are there. Ford Thompson, Maddie Mason. Marty or Maddie Mason, we want you at the wool press, guys. If you're not here, we're going to bring up another team.
First of the throws just happening on the table for all competitors.
Vinny and
Not
Jane.
much in it. A little bit of an overhang for Ashley down here on stand 4. Anna Braddock down there on stand 2. Don't see any overhang for her, but might be just a wee bit of a bunch. These judges are starting to have to really look closely to take some points off Tuma.
They certainly are. Just watching the way this boy Connor rolls, he's just walking around, you know, nice and quietly.
Very similar to style to his mummy, I'd say. He's been watching Rose Puha getting all the good oil from his mum. Competes. I remember watching that young lad a few years ago in the novice wool handling. Now he's up in the senior, getting to be quite a big competition there, Tuma.
Okay, we have our novice wool handling finalists. Top qualifier into the final, Claire Wilson, Bianca Howe, Shayna Haney, Hazel Wood. Those are the 4 novice finalists. Well done, you novice finalists. Claire Wilson, you've done it again. You top qualified. Well done.
Tuma, that event will be following the senior wool handling heats, I believe. So if those competitors are handy, please make sure you're available to take the stage after this wool handling, senior wool handling.
Audrey, I'll just interrupt you. Caleb Murthenick and Linton Palmer, if you'd like to make your way to the wool pressing. Linton and Caleb. Got all the pairs come along here and register just to let you know where you are standing in the order. Back to you guys, Audrey.
These senior wool handlers are very precise. I'm watching the way that they